This one is going to shock you. When I start off, this one is going to shock you. But the more you listen, the more you go through this video and listen to what I have to say and the points I'm giving, you're going to realize, okay, yeah, it's making sense now when you put it like that. But this one is going to shock you because there are other people saying X-Men 97 is really good. It's fantastic. All the comments that I saying is really this and that. Some YouTubers are even changing their mind and saying, yeah, it's really fantastic and good. No problem with that. You're free to change your mind. I will admit that there are certain things about the show that I do like. Yeah. But I have problems with it overall in regards to the story and things like that. And I do not like the animation. I've said that from the beginning. I find the animation looks terrible. You understand me? I have been very clear about that. I will go into greater detail when it comes to X-Men 97 in a subsequent video, but I'm just going to cover what is actually out there now and something that people need to realize. Despite how much people are saying X-Men 97 is really good, it turns out nobody's watching it. And why? Well, because Disney has ruined themselves so badly. This is what we're getting. Let's get into this article here from Fandom Pulse. X-Men 97 flops. Disney Plus is a dead streaming platform. Not surprising because nobody's watching this thing. And this is not just something I can't want to say this is not something Fandom Pulse is just making up. Because since X-Men 97 started, I have been seeing articles coming out saying that, there are no viewership things. It doesn't broken into anything. Nielsen doesn't have it in the top 10. Nothing like that. So all the people who are saying it's really good, yeah, but nobody's watching it. Let's get into this article and I'll go through what it is that's going on. In spite of mostly positive reviews from both sides of the culture war, Disney's X-Men 97 appears to be a complete flop in terms of viewership. For weeks now, the show hasn't managed to break into the Nielsen top 10 rankings, making it the worst performing Marvel show on Disney Plus, in spite of the initial news that the show had managed to draw in 4 million views for its debut episode, which was one of the most viewed premieres for a Disney Plus show. The series doesn't seem to be retaining viewers. Now, right there is where you have to raise an eyebrow when it comes to Disney. Because if this show managed to draw in 4 million viewers with its debut episode, then why is it not in the Nielsen ratings? Because Disney and some of these other companies do tend to fudge their numbers to make it seem like it's something it really isn't. You understand me? They make it seem like it's something like that it isn't. And when you take a look at it, it's not there. And again, as I say, it's not just Fandom Pulse saying this, because when you look over at Cosmic Book News, X-Men 97, now worst performing Marvel series on Disney Plus, worse than Ms. Marvel and What If. Right? Latest Nielsen charts are in, and X-Men 97 is nowhere to be found. Same for Samba TV. They go on to show this is the week of April 8th to 14, 2024. At the top, we have Fallout. This is the Nielsen ratings. At the top, we have Fallout. After that, Unlock the Jail Experiment, Three Body Problem, Ripley, Files of the Unexplained, Parasite the Grey, Shogun, Is It Cake, The Gentleman, Star Trek Discovery. Oh God, I forget all about Star Trek Discovery. But no sign of X-Men 97. And like I said, this has been happening since the show premiered. I keep seeing these articles and they're not showing that the show has gotten into the top 10 anywhere. So the viewership and the rating are very low for it. Very, very low. Let's continue on. Worse yet, the show doesn't seem to have brought in new subscribers or given any reason for old subscribers to renew. Although the show does appear to be a faithful adaptation, it appears that's not enough to stop Disney Plus decline. There are reasons why the show may have had a much more chaotic start than was ever necessary. And because people do not trust Disney anymore. Honestly, when I did previous videos about X-Men 97, a lot of people commented and say they don't really care what Disney doing. They're not supporting them. They're not going to be watching it. A lot of people say so, and I respect their decision. I respect their decisions. I mean, I reviewed the first 2 episodes of it, and I told them I was not really impressed. There was subtle hints of certain things in there, but subtle doesn't mean it was not in there. You understand me? There were things in there that were problematic to me, and a lot of people are just tuning out of this. They don't want to be a part of this thing anymore. Disney has damaged their brand so badly, so very badly, that this is what they're getting. People are not interested anymore. Here is the March 18th to March 24th. This is Samba TV's listing here. Roadhouse is number 1. Shogun season 1 is 2. The Gentleman season 1, 3. Irish Wish. Homicide New York. Three Body Problem. Damsel. Bluey. Taylor Swift. The Era Store. Halo season 2. I mean, Halo, I don't even think most people knew Halo was on. I, as Charles, didn't even know about it because I had really no interest in that god-awful show after what they did in season 1. But even Halo season 2 made it to number 10, and no sign of X-Men 97, besides all these people saying how fantastic and great the show is. You've damaged yourselves so badly. That's what Disney has done with all the crap that they've put out. She-Hulk, Ms. Marvel, Echo, Secret Invasion, the MCU movies, constantly attacking your fan, all kind of thing, the Marvels, all these things compound, and people have just said they've had enough and they're gone. They're not interested anymore, and this is why you're getting these results here. With despite people saying how good X-Men 97 is, nobody's watching it. When the Nielsen and Samba ratings released, X-Men 97 doesn't appear on the charts. This makes history for Disney Plus, as the series is performing worse than Miss Marvel and What If, right? I discovered that, which both at least hit the top 10 of streaming for the Disney Plus service. Yeah, and Miss Marvel made that in there, and Miss Marvel was totally worst performing MCU series ever on Disney Plus. And now, like, you know, X-Men 97 might not be connected to the MCU, but it might very well pass it. Early on, a lot of the marketing became tainted with potential fans when the character of Morph was declared to be non-binary. This change made little sense given the character showed no signs of this and the terminology did not exist back in the 90s, when the show was meant to take place. This arbitrary change may have managed to eventually be accepted by former fans of the show, but fan accounts would then continue to throw gasoline onto the fire by accusing those upset of being bigots, as well as saying how the X-Men aren't for them and they shouldn't bother to watch. Now here's the thing, a lot of people will say, all they had to do with the Morph thing was not mention that Morph was non-binary and nobody wouldn't care. The problem is they have to mention it. That's what you got to understand. They have to mention it. You remember Disney and their whole Reimagine Tomorrow nonsense, all that kind of thing? They have to mention these things. They don't have a choice. Everything that they make now has to have somebody be gay, non-binary, gender this or whatever the other, all kind of nonsense. The other have to cram it out as possible, all kind of nonsense in there that nobody asked for. They had to put in that whole Morph thing because they needed to do it. They needed to do it. They had to put that in there. I mean, they even hired Bo DeMaio, and he came and told people, you know, the reason was to put his experiences as a black gay man into the show. That was what he was doing. And people were not happy about it. And then you have here where they talk about the fan accounts would continue to throw gasoline on the fire by accusing those of being bigots. They always tell people, especially I've heard people say this to me, why am I getting so upset about something that is imaginary or not real or whatever? If that's the point, why destroy it? If it's good the way it is and you're not a fan of it and fans like it, why destroy it? When people speak out and say what you're doing is wrong, you then turn around and say that, oh, you get upset over something and it's not for you, it's all over this, all kind of nonsense. You're attacking the very people that you need to watch this. What kind of sense is that? Let's see what some of these accounts actually had to say. This is the X-Men updates here. This is our officials idea. This is what it reads. The X-Men have and will always be symbols for inclusion and diversity. If you're a bigot and have a problem with that, you're not an X-Men fan and you don't understand the slightest thing about them. Now, I debunked this entire nonsense like this in a video that I did about how, the X-Men will never work. I debunked this whole thing. Because, yes, the X-Men have always been symbols for inclusion and diversity. The problem is these people don't understand what inclusion and diversity actually means. When X-Men was a book for just people who felt like outsiders and outcasts, it was for everybody. It was inclusive, it was diverse, it was fantastic. They think inclusion and diversity is shoving as much gender studies crap into something and telling you if you don't like it, you're a bigot. Do you even know what a bigot is? But no, you go out there and you call people these things, and these kind of statements are exactly why nobody's bothering to watch this show. People are sick and tired of Disney attacking them. There's only so many times you can spit in somebody's face before they slap you. That is what's happening with Disney now. And this is the real, and it's not going to stop. Even with the positive reviews that came in after the debut in March, the brand appeared to already be tainted for some. It was best to just not watch since they are being told not to. And others just lost interest in another culture war battle over the cartoon. And while the initial premiere was viewed by subscribers of Disney Plus and was popular for the platform, it seems to not be able to retain all of those initial viewers who seem to have lost interest in keeping up with the show weekly. Meanwhile, some die-hard fans of the comics who would be the target audience for the show that's directly adapting storylines have already given plenty of reason not to give Disney another set. Yeah, I know some people who actually said when that whole thing with Morph and Wolverine in the shower scene, they were like, nah, you see, this is nonsense. I was willing to give it a try, but no. I already see what's going to happen here. I'm out. That's it. The people are just walking away because these things were never in the comics. If you're going to adapt something, adapt it in a positive manner and do that. You look at anime and manga, they adapt these things as faithfully as possible despite Western bullshit trying to change it. But they adapt it as positively as possible, and that's what fans want. But when you don't listen to your fans, these are the problems that you keep encountering. Although it's impossible to say just how much this has impacted the potential viewers of the show, instead, the true failure is that Disney Plus as a platform is simply not worth the money in cost. While a cost of $7.99 per month with ads is hardly that much in the budget, the actual content received is much too minimal when compared to what is offered on Netflix and Hulu. Even if the potential customers who were chased away by abysmal marketing came back, the actual expense for the account just wouldn't make sense. Disney Plus simply does not have enough content to keep up an active subscriber base, and with them pulling back on original content, there will be even less reason to have a Disney Plus account. Most people don't have one because they just don't care. I don't give them wrong. Disney used to be the family brand. They aren't anymore. They're the woke brand, and people don't want that nonsense for themselves or their kids. And I keep asking this question. I want somebody to answer it for me. When has this woke DEI nonsense ever been successful for anybody? But yet you keep losing money and you won't stop. X-Men 97 should have been a far bigger premiere for the platform. For it to be truly successful, it needed to bring in new and returning customers. Unfortunately, it did not. On top of that, its viewership appears to have dwindled significantly. That said, the show is being reviewed positively and seems to have generated a loyal fan base, so the likelihood of another season is going to be high. However, there may be cuts to the budget as the series will also need a to find a new person to lead its production after firing the creator Bo de Mayo prior to the release. Yeah, they never give a reason, but some people saying something to do with any OnlyFans account and all kind of thing. Understand me? So yeah, most likely we're going to get another season of X-Men 97 because they already have another season lined up and a third season, okay. But the numbers are not looking good, people. People are not watching this. They're not into it. Like I said before, I say again, from the very beginning, I was seeing articles about how bad these numbers are, how it's not showing up anywhere on Nielsen or Samba charts or anything, and which is not good. But Disney Plus will come on and say that, you know, their premiere had 4 million viewers and all kind of thing. If it had that much, why wasn't it on the streaming charts? Why? Because this is what's going on. You have damaged your brand. You have damaged yourself so badly that people are not even interested in checking out anything anymore. And this is going to continue. This is going to continue. You're going to keep seeing this as Disney goes along because they have learned absolutely nothing and they will continue to do this nonsense. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.